I got to know in real analysis that epsilon is the number just after infinity. The whisper behind forever's ear. The shadow that stands where the edge of existence vanishes into nothingness. Epsilon. Small enough to hide inside a heartbeat, yet wide enough to surpass supremums and infimums. Time no be our invention.
Already we know.
It is the ancient kola nut God split at creation's table. We only carry the pieces, passing them down with trembling hands like dowries, counting minutes like cowries, stringing them into stories, praying they are enough to buy meaning when we take our last breath and hopefully see God. Because I believe it is God who carved infinity, spoke time into being, and set the boundaries of the stars like ancient pillars. He wrote the equation that ties our breaths to the rhythm of the tides and placed eternity just out of reach, not to punish, but to teach that beauty exists in the fleeting, that sunsets are precious because they vanish, that the finest songs are sung by voices that will one day fade or tarnish. If the memories of you is all I will remember, what differentiates you from a robot with a memory card that forgets what the experience is? What is your life without experiences? For one day we will step out of these bodies that break like cracked clay pots under the weight of years. Out of the timelines we chase like hunters after shadows. Out of the confines of time itself, where no alarm rings or cock crows to count the morning, where no dusk comes to steal the day. In the place where we will not be defined by coordinates. No tribe, no tongues, no border will hold us down. For the first time we will see all of it. The joy, the pain, the sorrow, the songs, the silence, all braided together into one long endless thread spanning generations, looping through empires, dancing through wars and weddings, famines and feasts. Outside time, we will finally see that every tear was a seed. We sowed, a seed we sowed with the heavy high sighs of prayer. It is 10 o'clock and I am just thinking, if truly epsilon is the number just after infinity, then God stands beyond even that. He stands where numbers bow and language folds into silence. He holds time like a calabash in his palm, turning it, tipping it, letting moments pour like palm wine at the village feast. And when the feast is over, when we step beyond the curtains of hours and days, we will finally know that we were always part of something eternal, that our small stories were songs in an everlasting melody, that our footprints mattered even on roads that time will one day swallow. And maybe, just maybe, we will finally see that the beauty of the human experience was not in how long we lived, but in how deeply we felt, how loudly we loved, and how fiercely we hoped, even when hope itself seemed impossible. I got to know in real analysis that epsilon is the number just after infinity, but God lives beyond numbers. And we are the echoes of eternity, dancing through time, praying to touch infinity, only to finally find that infinity was always touching us. Infinity was God in us.
I went back in time once to May 7th, 17:51 p.m. from my birthday in 2014. I found a younger me in a clinic waiting to be examined, bandaged. The air smelt of pain, and he'd been injected. With one look around, my mind recollected I caught his eye, so I did sit. But he didn't recognize me. I blame age. He was 10, I was 22. I had done all the things he would do. We had dreams that had not yet come true, yet I had warnings to give him to. I said, I can tell you which plagues are next. I can teach you to dodge the tent. Time will come when you enjoy death. I know how you can keep your breath. Drink the blood before sprinkling it. Touch the things that you own with it. Don't jump into what men have said. Pray about everything you've heard. Life's antiques always hide in hair. Don't Delilah, just pray instead. Flies will appear when something is dead. Faith will save you from pestilence. Boiling pulls you away from health. Hail the king, or hail will fling. Locusts eat, what scoffers win. Don't let darkness become your thing. He stared and stared, bereft of words. But then he spoke with fingers crossed. Spy me. Tell me what the future was. Are we rich? Did I sing my songs? I opened my mouth, but an answer never came out. Because that's when I saw him, another me, older, standing in the corner, waiting, watching. When our eyes met, he beckoned. I told young me to hold that thought and walked towards my elder self. Now it was me with the questions. He said, I am you from the golden hour, from a future both sweet and sour, where you reign like a shower. I can tell you your later power, what to avoid, what to devour. I can tell you the percentage of successful rules bent in our favor against God and man, as we looped in law feints. I said things were too tight. I would pay men anything, but I struggled to give God a tenth. In my greed, I forgot he's the reason I draw breath. I am 32 now. My dread is locked. Sacrifice is a life well spent. I took pride in my lack of rest. Walked on the day of atonement, yes. 9 out of 10 lepers left, and I was among them. 10 years later, all my fire still relies on the pater. 10 virgins chosen awaited the master, but among them will you hold oil forever. Chapter 2, verse 10 of Revelation. 10 days of tribulation. Though the dragon has 10 horns, we only needed 10 righteous. Then he looked in my eyes. Don't just listen, come and see. A son of man must suffer in sea. You need diamonds to cut Cairo praise. And if young us changed, we would all be dead. When I returned, younger me was still waiting his turn. I smiled, but sighed. Oops, I have to return. He wouldn't remember a single word, like I don't recall this ever occurred. When we awoke, we each were gone. And I turned to heaven, prayer born. Lord, in you may we learn to trust. Squeeze our hearts free of pompous rust. And though mistakes stalk each checkpoint, forever, you are the present we want.